Let me tell you, I'm very worried that I am not going to make my goals for this year. So, not happy about that. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine. I am a beauty and reselling enthusiast. So if those are things that you liked to watch on YouTube, please consider subscribing. Today's makeup is brought to you by my September Shop My Stash. I will leave all the products that I'm using for the month. And my eyeshadow palette is the new I Need a Warm by Natasha Denona. I did do a swatching video that I can link up in the corner for you if you're interested to see more about the eyeshadow. I literally just put makeup on for this video. I haven't been wearing makeup for a very long time. So I figured I'd wear it just, to spruce up a bit. But anyways, not the point of this video. Today's video is going to be our monthly reseller recap. So obviously more on the reselling side of things. And what I like to do is I like to go into my bookkeeping and kind of talk to you about the highs, the lows, what is it like to be an actual part-time reseller? These are very realistic numbers. You're not going to hear stories of how I'm a six-figure part-time reseller. I'd love to do that, but I just don't have the numbers. I just like to think this is more of a realistic, view of reselling. As somebody who does work full-time, so I do have a full-time job outside of reselling. And so reselling is just my part-time side hustle. It is a job. It's almost a full-time job, but it's something I enjoy and it keeps me occupied. And it earns me a little bit of money on the side. And I wouldn't say a little bit. I do think it still earns quite a bit of money. I'm just continuously progressing in my goals. So I have been toying around with the idea because I do like to offer my services of kind of helping you also become a part-time reseller. I do think that there are opportunities for a lot of people on the internet to be successful in selling secondhand items. And I did have a question come into my comments, kind of taking me up on that and like, how do you get started with it? So I've been toying around with the idea of creating a video of basically how do you get started with reselling. I'm sure there are plenty of videos out there, but this would just kind of be an updated one and obviously from my perspective. So if that is something that you would love to watch, or if you're curious about reselling, please comment down below, and the more interest I have, the faster I'll make it. I think I'm gonna make it regardless, but if I have more interest in it, I will make it faster. So let's get into this reseller recap. All right, so we are kind of doing a new view of this video. I tried it out last time and I think I kind of like it. It gives, just a different perspective of me. Instead of just me like muttering out numbers, you can actually see them for yourself, which I know is helpful for me when I'm watching videos like this. So I will share my screen, and then I will also share the actual listings of the items so you can kind of get a better idea of the items that I'm selling. So obviously for this month I am recapping August. I always come in the next month once all of my sales have cleared and everything like that, and kind of just give you all the information. So the total sales this month was just shy of $1,100, so it was $1,067.39. My cost of goods, so all of the items that I purchased that sold this month, I purchased for $245.37, and then my total profit was $847.44. I always feel like I'm a dollar and a day short. So in my previous, I kind of set this in my goals for the beginning of this year, is that I would love to have $1,100 profit per month. And there are some months that I exceed that, and there are some months, which seems like a lot of months, that I'm not even meeting that. So I am a little bit worried that I will not make that goal by the end of the year, but we still have time. Summer slowdown seems to have ended. Sales seem to be picking up just a little bit. So we shall see. So my average cost of goods, so on average how much I spend per item that sells, is about $5.71. This does change every month, but it's roughly around the $5 to $6 mark is how much $5 to $7 mark is how much I spend per item. My average listing price was $32.70, and then my average profit per item is $19.71, which is getting closer to that like $20 mark that I would love to see each item. I purchase an item and that I get a $20 profit on each item. So that would mean with my cost of goods, if my cost of goods is around $6 and I want a $20 profit, that I need to list my items at least $35. And if I get the 20% off, that's $28. So that would leave me about $22 per item. $22 in profit per item. So what I need to do is I need to raise my average listing price, and I need to obviously lower my cost of goods, but that's kind of the idea of what I'm getting at. The average days to sell is about 82 days. So from the time I list it to the time I sell it, it's always nice to know, especially when you're going into seasons that, you know, like the seasons are changing here. So it's shorts are going into jeans, tank tops are going into sweaters, things like that. So if you have those items in your death pile, those are things that you probably want to add some more priority to, because, you know, on average for me, if I listed today in 82 days, closer to the end of the year, that's when it should be selling. And then as far as the number of items I sold this month was 42 items, which, you know, not too shabby, but definitely wish it was a little bit more than that. So I sell on lots of different platforms. So on each platform, I sold 4 on eBay, 0 on Mercari, which kind of sucks because this is the second month in a row that I've had 0 sales on Mercari, which is weird. I did complain about it at the beginning of September, and apparently it's just like internet rules that if you complain about something, then it will happen for you. So I did have a Mercari sale in September, but it sucks that I had to complain about it. Depop, I had 2 sales. Curtsy, I had 1, and then Poshmark, I had 35. So now let's dive into my lowest profiting items, my highest profiting items, and then just kind of giving a few more details. So I just realized that I made a mistake already. So I initially thought that this item sold for $12 and it actually sold for $15. So that changes my numbers like just slightly. So instead of the $847, it did bring it up to $850. Still not enough to get me to my $1,100, but I'll take any dollars at this point. So technically I don't think this would be my lowest profiting item, but you know what? I've already done all the other work, so we're just gonna go with it. So this sold on Poshmark. This is an Athleto Momentum Seamless Tank in Periwinkle. My cost of goods was $3.78. I did pick it up at a garage sale, and if you're ever curious to know the items that I thrift, I do have a thrift haul playlist that I can link up the corner for you if you want to ever watch what brands that I love picking up. So the profit, I don't know, it's $3 more than $527, so we'll say $827. Yeah, it sold within 72 days of the first time listing it, and I did receive an offer from the buyer. The next item, which technically I think this would have been the lowest profiting item if I'm not totally mistaken. This is a Harley Davidson Harley Team Player infant bodysuit. I will caution you with using the word bodysuit over onesie, because I think onesie is actually trademarked. So you will get a trademark infringement or something like that on eBay. So it's just safe to use bodysuit. But look how freaking adorable this little bodysuit is. From Harley, like was in absolutely new condition without tags. Just was so cute. I don't have a child, but this was too cute to pass up, and I knew somebody's child needed this in their life. So I did sell on Poshmark. My cost of goods was $4. It sold for $15, so my profit was $8. So this actually probably is my lowest profiting item. I did sell within 40 days in the first time listing it, and I did receive an offer from the buyer. The next item was this Vineyard Vines Dockside Woven Knit Pants. I will warn you, you will get trademark infringement if you decide to use their stock photos for Vineyard Vines. They are very ruthless when it comes to that. Other brands I've noticed, Dolls Kill, Gymshark, Lululemon. There are tons out there, so just be careful. Those are ones that I've had run-in issues with, so just be careful. But let's see, I sold it on Poshmark. My cost of goods was $6.44. It did sell for $20. My profit was $9.56. It sold within 70 days of the second time listing it, so I do like to relist my items when I don't have new items to list. And this actually I received an offer from the buyer in response to the waterfall sale that I do once a week, which we can talk about later in my later notes. So then the next item, speaking of Vero, here's Gymshark. So this is Gymshark What the Flex Seamless Asymmetric Wavy Strapless Sports Bra. When I actually picked this up in my thrift haul, I did have a pair of matching leggings, but I didn't list them separately because they were separate sizes, and I think you originally purchased them separately anyways. Those leggings already sold, but did sell the sports bra. Sold on Poshmark. My cost of goods was $6.44. It sold for $20, so this also profited me $9.56. So those last two were tied. It took 109 days to sell within the first time listing it, and I did receive an offer from the buyer. And then my very last lowest profiting sale was this Ann Taylor Camella Animal Print Calf Hair Wedge. So I sold these on Poshmark. My cost of goods is $6, sold for $20, so I profited $10. Took 47 days within the first time listing it, and I did receive an offer from the buyer, again in response to a waterfall sale. And I guess I'll just quickly tell you what a waterfall sale is. So it's when you send multiple offers to likers on Poshmark. So I always have my Posher VA send a 20% offer 1 minute after somebody likes it. So I have picked a day. Mondays are my day that I send out my waterfall sales. So everything on my closet I will then send for 30% off, and then I will repeat that for 40%, 50%, and 60%. And what the idea is that the people who had received the 20% offer will then get the 30% offer. But the people who got the 30% offer the week prior will get the 40% offer, and so on until it gets down to 60% off. So I have noticed that some people will make a counter offer to my waterfall sale. So that's what I mean when I say in response to a waterfall sale. All right, diving into the highest profits, because arguably that's the favorite part. We are going to start with this Brooks Brothers plaid sheath dress. So beautiful. I actually found this with a matching blazer, and it was considered one piece, so you got both pieces for one price. The blazer is in a size 4, I believe. I don't know if that's sold or not. You'll have to check my closet, which will be linked down below. I literally have no idea if it's sold. But Brooks Brothers is just such a good quality brand, and this was just too cute to pass up, and the price was super right. But just look at the details of everything. So that is the Brooks Brothers tag if you're unfamiliar. Fabric woven in Italy, so if you didn't even know what Brooks Brothers was, this is a very good indication that this is a pretty high quality piece. Pin tucks, all that kind of stuff. Just really, really. Also too, I should say, another indicator is that if they have sizes in multiple size charts, so USA, UK, Italian, French, Denmark, that can be an indication of a higher brand. Not always, but sometimes it can. So anyways, I picked this up for $6.62. It sold for $60, so my profit was $41.38. It took 81 days within the first time listing it, and then I sent an offer of 50% off, so that was part of my waterfall sale that somebody picked up for 50% off. So originally I had it listed for $120. This next item is this pair of Quince black Mongolian cashmere jogger sweatpants. So again, sold on Poshmark. I actually got these in a ThredUp box. So I have unboxed a few ThredUp mystery boxes on my channel. I will link those videos up in the corner for you if you're interested to see some of the other items I got. which, spoiler alert, you will see some items that also sold from those boxes before. So my cost of goods was $1.45 because it was a mystery box and you buy them in bulk. These sold for $56. $56, that's crazy. So my profit was $43.35, and the cost of the boxes that I got, let me switch that angle a little bit. The cost of the boxes that I got was $140 total plus shipping, which I think is $10 in tax. Whatever it was, it ended up being $1.45 per item in the box. And I think I got like 70 items or something like that, maybe even more, because it's a 50-pound box. But you know, some items aren't a pound, so you can get more than 50 items. So it took 108 days to sell. It sold within the first time listing it, and I did receive an offer from the buyer. So anything that was cashmere, I kind of plucked out for myself because typically that can sell for some good money. You just have to really be careful because cashmere is one of those fibers that like moths like to eat. So you have to be careful that sometimes there can be moth holes in there. The next item was my first, and I think only item, only item on eBay that's sold within one of these categories. So this is the Faraday Indigo Isha linen pintuck dress in organic cotton. It was a medium. It was in excellent use condition, and it did retail for $178. So this kind of gives you an indication of how I do my eBay listings. This was a brand that was on my bucket list that I wanted to manifest, so I was super happy that I was able to manifest it this year, and it sold for some good money. So I picked it up for $5.47. It sold for $67 plus shipping, so that ended up being $77.85. So my profit was $44.64. It did sell within 5 days of listing it for the first time. So very exciting. I did receive an offer from the buyer, and it was a promoted listing, so meaning I had to pay an additional fee for those promotional stuff. But I always promote my stuff on eBay and Depop. Not so much on Poshmark. Don't like the promotion system that they have going on over at Poshmark, but on eBay and Depop, I will do both. Speaking of Depop, here is my next item. This is a pair of Laredo Madison burnished red 11-inch women's western boot. A really, really pretty like red leather boot with this like orange and yellow embroidery on it. So because I boost, I also get to see some stats from Depop, which I absolutely love seeing that. It's always so fun to see how many people have viewed your item or liked your item or anything like that. Or even clicked on your item. So I have noticed that boots in particular, like more Western style boots, receive a lot of attention on Depop. So if you're not selling on Depop and you sell like primarily Western wear or boots or anything like that, you may consider getting on Depop. But these sold, well, my cost of goods was $5.80. They sold for $75, and my profit was $65.59. Depop no longer has selling fees, but they do have transaction fees. So you still have to pay like the transaction fee and a boosted fee if you choose to sell through them. So, but it's nice that they don't have like the whatever the 10% seller fee anymore. So that always helps kind of raise your profit as well. So these sold within 6 days of the first time listing it, and I did receive an offer from the buyer, and it was boosted, as you can see, so I did have to pay that extra little boosting fee on it. But these had lots of attention on multiple different platforms and ultimately sold on Depop. And then my very last item, my highest profiting item, was this pair of Chloe Lauren scalloped gold metallic cracked leather pumps. So very, very cute little scallop detailed pumps over here, low heels, so like perfect, comfortable. I almost would have kept them if they were one size bigger, but unfortunately they were not. But they were just such pretty heels in just really, really great condition. I don't know, was this the first time I've ever found Chloe? I found C by Chloe before, but I don't know if I've ever found other Chloe items. Regardless, these sold on Poshmark. My cost of goods was $7.99. They sold for a whopping $145, so I profited $108.01. They sold within 46 days of listing for the first time, and I did receive an offer from the buyer, so that is always exciting. But not only do I like to tell you about my individual item sales, but I also like to tell you about my highest and lowest bundle sales, because I do always offer a bundle, an ongoing bundle sale throughout the month. So my lowest bundle sale is bringing us back to some ThredUp box finds. So the first one was this Zara Ivory Floral Print corset top, and then just really gorgeous top. It had just like the little teeny tiniest little discoloration on there, but really, really pretty. And then the other item that they bundled with was this Zara Basic Z 1975 denim striped crop top. Again, super cute, like little crop top. And as you'll see here, I have like parentheses and a number in between. That was part of my flash sale. If you're curious to know what my flash sale was, then definitely watch my previous video. It talks all about the details and everything. But basically, my cost of goods from both items was $2.82, because they both came from different ThredUp boxes, which had different price points, which you can't beat that. I mean, that's so great. But be warned, ThredUp boxes also have crap in them too, so not everything is a banger. And normally I probably would not have picked these items up in the thrift store if I had found them there, but because they were part of the box, I thought they were cute. I thought that I could earn some money back. I decided to list them. So cost of goods was $2.82. I did sell the bundle for $10, so I only profited $4.23. But you probably, if I would have sold them individually and I wasn't doing the flash sale, I think I would have made more money, but you know, you have to decide, is that worth it for you? And then my highest profiting bundle was actually 3 items. So the first one being this Free People Serenity maxi dress, really beautiful, just maxi dress that I picked up in one of my recent thrift hauls. Kind of had this like ribbed top, this crochet embroidered detail, very gauzy type of bottom, and then a very dramatic open back here. So I actually, well, I don't know how much I paid for this individually, but so it was bundled with this item, this Athleta pair of shorts, so Bali linen short in silver gray, really nice, like just casual shorts. And then the last one was a pair of Madewell, the perfect jean short in Snyder wash. So all of 3 of those items combined was a cost of goods at $17.49. Somebody did offer me $80, so for the whole bundle. These 3 items are actually part, well, I shouldn't say the 3, well, they technically are. So anything that is currently listed $99 and below in my closet, you can bundle 2 for $36, so basically making each item $18. But then I also offer that if you bundle with anything over $100, then that particular item that is over $100, I will discount 36%. So you know, the $36 plus the $64, which would have been the dress, because it was $100 to put that together. That was the original bundle price. They did counter me at $80, which, you know, I could have declined, but then I would have also declined my highest profiting bundle. And the name of this game is to get rid of items, move items out of this room, out of this house, and get them onto their forever home. So I ended up accepting the offer, and it profited me now $46.51. All right, so finishing out this video, I always like to give some like random, I don't know, info, stats, whatever you will. So I like to go over my returns and cases. I didn't have any successful returns or cases opened up. I did have one request for a return that I did end up denying, and why I denied it is that the buyer had reached out and said, hey, I'm not sure what happened here, but these shoes are a size 14 and I wear a size 11. Can we do something about this? Or I'm just kind of paraphrasing. And so I kind of went back and forth. I was like, they had already like been in the buyer's possession for quite some time. And also, I don't accept returns on eBay, which I know that could potentially be why I don't have as many eBay sales, but I also don't want to deal with all the returns and all the stuff that comes with it. So I mean, it clearly says that I don't accept returns, and if it was my mistake, I would absolutely have accepted the return, and I would have paid for return shipping. But I reviewed my listing, and the items clearly said that they were a size 14 in multiple areas. So in my title, in eBay sizing, and in my description, and in my pictures, I should say, it all said size 14. So I just let them know. I was like, hey, you know, I'm sorry that happened. The item was clearly described in multiple different places that it was a size 14. I don't accept returns. I would highly suggest that you can resell them, because he really did get them on a good deal. I think I had listed him for $80 and I accepted his offer of $35. So I was like, feel free to list them. You could potentially make more money back. So he's like, yeah, that's cool. Thank you so much. Like, it was my mistake. Your listing was very clear, all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to take the loss. Then he left me a review, which, I mean, I guess he could have left me a bad review, but he left me a neutral one. You know, he says he clearly admitted it was his mistake, but then said I wasn't helpful with rectifying the mistake. And I just kind of laughed because, you know, I don't know what else to help you with that you can't read, or that you chose not to read, that you are not detail oriented, that I cannot help. So it's just one of those things that you kind of see that review and you're just like, okay, that kind of sucks, but whatever. So I did have a return request open, but I denied it. I did not have any same day sales, which is always it does a little pitter patter to my heart when I can list something and sell it within the same day. That's like the ultimate validation for me. I did have 5 same week sales, so that's good. And then I did have 1 full price sale. So it was this James Purse sweatshirt, tunic that when I had purchased it and like I was hauling it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I should have picked this up, but I priced it at $50 and somebody picked it up right away. Well, I shouldn't say right away. I think it took a little bit, like maybe a month or two, but somebody still purchased it for $50 full price. I forgot to mark how many Posher VA sales I had. Let's see. I don't think it was too many this month, unfortunately. There's one that I can see right off the bat, and if you are unfamiliar with what Posher VA is, it is a Chrome extension that you can pay for that does a lot of different tools for Poshmark specifically. So it shares your closet, it can send out offers to buyers, it can do relisting, delisting, but I don't use that feature on it. It does a lot of things. I definitely don't use all the features on it, but it does do a lot of things. It is definitely one of the best, hold on. Call coming in. It's definitely one of the best tools that I purchased for my business. So if you're ever curious to know what it's all about, I always have my referral link down below, and I believe you get 2 weeks for free. You don't have to input any credit card information or anything like that. Test it out, see if you like it. If you do decide to like it, please use my referral link. I really do appreciate that. Then when it comes to sales, so I always have ongoing sales. So my flash sale actually was just skewed a little bit. Normally I like to have it for just 1 month, but I started it late in July, so I ended it a few days into August. So I had, I think, 2 items from that sale. Yeah, the Zara tops came from the end of that flash sale. And then my other sale that is ongoing on my months that I don't do my flash sale, it's my 2 for $36, which I already talked about earlier. So I had 5 bundles from that, which was 10 items total. And then we already talked about the 1 bundle that was like not really part of that sale. Like she counter offered, so I don't really know what to categorize that. And then I always like to kind of see how many offers I am receiving and how many offers I am sending that are successfully purchased. So if I counted correctly, I had 20 offers that I received from buyers, which is pretty nice, you know. So it's showing that I have items that people are willing to make offers on. And then I sent 11 items. So, or sent 11 offers, which is also nice to see that I'm sending good enough offers that people are accepting it. And then I like to compare and contrast my boosted and promoted listings. So on eBay, they call it promoted. I sold 2 items that were promoted, 2 items that were not promoted. And then the 2 sales on Depop, 1 was boosted and 1 was not boosted. So it's always kind of neck and neck with those, like between promoted and not promoted, but I still always boost and promote on those platforms. So just some additional notes. My flash sale ended at the end of beginning of August. We already talked about that. Scheduling waterfall sales. So I have picked a day on Monday. On every Monday, I will send out my waterfall sales. So again, I range from 30% to 60%. And I have picked every Monday because I was very inconsistent about when I did it and couldn't like really remember the last time I did it each time. But it's a nice way to help bring in some traffic, you know, if sales are a little bit slow. I noticed at the end of August that actually really helped me out and that's when I decided that I was going to start doing them on Mondays, because I was like at the $500 mark at the end of the month, profit wise. So I was not happy with that. So I did do the waterfall sale. It brought in a lot of traction, and to be honest, brought in about $300 worth of profit. So it was something that was worth it for me. And I am weary about my $1,100 profit per month goal towards the end of the year. I really do hope that these last few months pick it up. This is a great time if you do have new with tag items that you might want to prioritize those, or holiday related items. I'm sorry, incoming call. Like I was saying, I would really prioritize your new with tag items, your holiday related items. So like sweater, Christmas stuff, Halloween stuff. Really get your Halloween stuff up now, like costumes or anything like that, decorations, whatever it may be, get them up today, yesterday, two weeks ago. So really prioritize those things, and then hopefully, and I'm not just telling you, I'm telling me too. I feel like I'm telling you need to do this. I need to do this too. And so hopefully sales will pick up by the end of the year. We'll see. I don't know. Historically speaking, the last quarter has never been a really great quarter for me either. So we'll see how it goes. My last note is I have been redoing my inventory room. You'll notice that we're kind of facing a different way. Definitely less cluttered in the background. I'm still trying to figure out the lighting situation though. And so how this relates to reselling is because I basically got a new desk, and so I had to take out my old desk, put my new desk in. I flipped my desk around, and so it just kind of changed the layout of this room, and so I really had to get a lot of stuff out of this room in order to reorganize it and bring it back in, and that has really helped me get back on the groove of drafting items. I do use Vendu for my drafts. It's another great tool. I do have a referral code down below if you're ever interested. It helps me keep all of my listings in one place, and then it's like one place that I can list to eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, Depop, all that kind of stuff. So I have tons and tons of drafted listings in Vendu ready to go, so I don't ever have an excuse to not list. I always have items available. And so I'm just kind of, once I list items, I will draft more items. And that has really cleared my death pile a lot, like a lot. So I'm happy that I kind of got my butt in gear. And it all took just rearranging my room, who knew? So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you liked this content, please like this video, comment down below. Did you reach your reselling goals for this for August? Did you reach other goals non-reselling related? I'd love to hear that too. Like I said earlier, if you are interested in learning how to start with reselling, please comment down below your interest, and I would love to be able to get that video up to you sooner rather than later. I truly appreciate you taking your time to watch this. We are very organically growing this channel, and I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, but I need your help to do so. So if you aren't subscribed, please consider it. Please share this video far and wide to other people who may be interested in beauty or reselling content. And with that, I'll see you in my next one.